What I am about to reveal to you is so shocking, so absolutely unprecedented, that if someone had told me this morning that we would be here tonight, I would have called them insane. Donald Trump has been expelled from the United States. Listen to me carefully. I am not dramatizing. I am not exaggerating. I mean this literally. He was officially, formally expelled from U.S. territory, and it all happened after what eyewitnesses describe as one of the most explosive, violent, and chaotic confrontations in the entire legislative history of California. A brutal clash between Donald Trump and Governor Gavin Newsom ended with Newsom invoking a legal mechanism so obscure, so ancient, that even the most veteran constitutional experts were unaware it existed. Stay with me, because what comes next is beyond belief. We are going to break down every second of what happened, every legal move, every word spoken, every constitutional implication, because this is not fiction. This is not speculation. This is happening right now as I speak. Let's rewind 3 days. Because the sequence of events is so unbelievable, it feels like a political thriller. The California state legislature issued a formal subpoena, a binding legal order, demanding Donald Trump appear before a joint session to testify regarding massive fraud allegations filed against him by the state of California. That alone was extraordinary. State legislatures almost never subpoena private citizens for compulsory testimony. That is usually the domain of the U.S. Congress or formal judicial proceedings. But California has a little-known provision in its state constitution, Article 4, Section 11, which grants the legislature authority to compel sworn testimony from any person who resides, works, or conducts business within California when investigating public corruption or fraud directly affecting the state's interests. Trump's lawyers immediately challenged the subpoena with predictable but weak arguments. They claim Trump does not officially reside in California, that as a former president, he deserves special protections, and that this was blatant political harassment. Then came the first dramatic twist. A California state judge ruled that the subpoena was fully valid and legally binding. The judge made it clear. Trump owns multiple multi-million-dollar properties in California. The Trump Organization conducts substantial and continuous business in the state. And California's investigative powers in fraud cases are exceptionally broad under its constitution. Trump faced a choice: comply and testify, or be held in contempt of court, with consequences including massive fines and possible detention. Trump, being Trump, chose to appear, not to cooperate, but to turn the hearing into a spectacle of total confrontation. This morning, Donald Trump entered the joint session of the California state legislature in Sacramento, and what followed defies description. I personally spoke to 3 witnesses who were inside that room. I read every page of the official transcript. It is absolutely unhinged. Trump did not enter calmly. He did not sit at the witness table like anyone responding to a legal subpoena. He was agitated, furious, out of control, standing, pacing, gesturing wildly, pointing his finger at lawmakers while shouting. This was supposed to be a formal investigation with strict protocols. Legislators had prepared detailed questions about specific financial transactions, documents, and property valuations California alleges were deliberately inflated for bank fraud. Trump immediately seized control of the room. He began yelling, literally screaming, about a witch hunt, about California being a failed state run by radicals, about Gavin Newsom being the most corrupt and destructive governor in American history. The Assembly Speaker desperately tried to restore order, reminding Trump that he was under legal oath, that he must answer the questions, and that this was a formal proceeding with real consequences. Trump's response was chilling. According to the official transcript, he said, word for word, "I do not recognize the authority of this illegitimate tribunal. I will not answer questions from this corrupt circus." At that moment, several outcomes were possible: contempt, removal, arrest. Then Gavin Newsom did something no one anticipated, something that may permanently change American politics. About 20 minutes into Trump's verbal assault, the chamber doors opened. Gavin Newsom walked in. The room fell silent. Newsom walked straight down the aisle, stood face to face with Trump, and spoke with a calm so cold it sharply contrasted Trump's rage. According to the transcript, Newsom said, "Mr. Trump, you are under legal oath before a constitutional body. You were lawfully subpoenaed. You have been asked direct questions regarding criminal fraud allegations, and you are categorically refusing to cooperate." Trump replied with contempt, "I do not answer to you. I do not answer to this second-rate legislature." and I do not recognize any authority California claims over me. That was the moment. Newsom said clearly, then you leave me no alternative. By the authority granted to me by the Constitution of the State of California, under my emergency powers, and in consultation with the Attorney General, I hereby declare you persona non grata in the state of California. You are expelled immediately from this territory. Furthermore, I formally refer this matter to federal authorities with the explicit recommendation that your continued presence in the United States constitutes a direct threat to the integrity of multiple ongoing criminal investigations. Chaos erupted. Security moved in. Trump screamed incoherently. Newsom remained motionless and said, "Remove him now." From there, the legal, political, and constitutional crisis exploded. One, with no precedent in 250 years of American history.